You
according to
gotta
this
get glasses
computer.
that are you gotta get
Yeah.
glasses that are fit for your head, man.
Yeah. Well, I got so mad. We're recording now, by the way.
I
I
know,
got
yes. I wanted to
I got
start with that.
I got so mad at like because when I was a grad student, the grad student insurance is terrible.
Yeah,
So you can get glasses like once every 2 years.
sure.
And I'm rough on like stuff that's attached to my body.
You're frugal and you like to
So
wear things out, yeah, and get their use
yeah, like so there's no way I was going to be able to like buy one pair of glasses every 2 years and
and have
and
them
make it
function and
last.
serve and have them
Right.
survive, yeah.
Like my head is more powerful than that. So
Than most, yeah. Than most.
so I what I started doing was just buying multiple pairs at once of the $7 glasses from like Zenni and Chinese manufacturers, and then the these I can wear them for like a few months. They wear out. I get another pair,
Yeah, so it's not a big
and
deal if you have to replace them. So those
right,
aren't reading glasses. Those are actual
yeah,
those
the
are for
prescription,
nearsighted or prescription, whatever, farsighted.
yeah.
Um,
And then well now because I have diabetes, it's a medical exam if I go get glasses. So it's
mm,
charged to insurance. So I'm supposed to go once a year.
interesting. Not twice, not once every 2 years.
Yeah. So I'm supposed to go get glass, but they still charge like a pair of glasses from the optometrist or ophthalmologist
Yeah.
is hundreds of dollars.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's hard to justify when I can go online and get and spend, you know, $50 for a pair of glasses or $10 for a pair of glasses, right?
Yeah, I've been going to Costco for a while because I used to go to the special glasses places and or get them from the doctor. And it's
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous. And then if you have a problem, Costco, like with most things, they're super helpful with glasses. So if they break or whatever, they really stand by them. So
Well, so there's no Costco in town. There's a Sam's Club,
and the
which
Sam's
is
Club
like,
is like the crappy version of Costco that
yeah, it's
doesn't
like
have
the
half the
Walmart
stuff.
version of
It's the
Costco.
Walmart version of Costco, which is yeah, that
And where they
explains.
like imitate Costco,
Yeah, they try
like
their best. They have like off-brand stuff.
yeah, and they have like hot dogs that are like 5 cents more than Costco or
Yeah.
something, and they have, but they're not going to have the same level of deal that Costco sometimes will.
No, Costco is
Um,
the standard.
yeah. Uh, so the city I'm going to go to work in has a Costco, so I
There you
might
go.
end my Sam's Club and start Costco once I've fully transitioned to the new city.
Moving on up, 2025, and Rufus is going to become a Costco guy. Who saw this coming? I didn't have this on my bingo card,
Well,
guys.
I had Costco when I was in San Antonio.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
Just kidding. All right, Rufus, I wanted to get into Alien Earth with you because we haven't talked about it in 2 weeks.
Okay. Um,
So
so
last
I
week
don't
was the
remember what
Maginot.
happened, so you have to remind me.
Last week was the Maginot. Well, before that, we left off with the alien hatched out of the lung.
Okay. Yeah.
The Slightly was going to kill someone or have them impregnated by an egg because Morrow insisted it.
Yeah.
The other lady thought she was having a baby and she was being
Okay. Right.
quarantined. So all that crap. So then we saw the Maginot last week.
So what's your interpretation of that scene? Like, why does she think she's pregnant? Or is that just meant to be unsettling?
It's got to be something with the. I don't know if it's the animal like the something with the aliens set her
Mm-hmm.
off. I don't know if it was the eye and then the recognition that she's not organic anymore, or that, and the eye was organic and the eye was trying to become part of her. I don't exactly understand it, but I feel like it's got to be something because she seemed fairly normal
Mm-hmm.
until the incident with the eye guy and the other aliens there on the ship in
Yeah.
episode 2. So that's what I have to assume it's about.
Yeah. So there's definitely like if I had more faith in the show, I would say it was like leading up to something.
Yeah.
Um, it like if I like so there's this the idea in writing of like Chekhov's gun, right? Like if you show some like a gun on stage in a prominent way, it's going to go off by the third act,
Yeah.
right? But this show seems to just have a lot of Chekhov's guns that might not go off in the third act,
I feel like they're all going to go off at once and it's going to be a mess.
maybe,
Hmm.
or they just get dropped because they had to fill however
I,
many
I,
episodes.
I don't know if I'd see them getting dropped because I feel like this shows at least they're trying to they would have cut things out because they could have probably built out more scenes. for other
Yeah.
things. So,
I mean, we'll see. I think there's definitely like I guess we can mix the two episodes because we've seen them both or talk about both of them, right?
oh yeah, yeah, we've seen them both. Yeah.
So now in the
Well, the
most
Maginot
recent
one
one,
was pretty useless. I think we talked about that last week on the episode that we
yeah,
lost the audio. We talked last week, people, but the audio was crap, and we're fixing it. But we still have issues this week. I didn't realize.
yeah. So
But basically, we both kind of agreed that the episode from the Maginot was. I mean,
okay, so we're
when you know the outcome, it's not that exciting. Go ahead.
yeah, so I guess we're covering three episodes. So that one was
Kinda, yeah.
like a recreation of Alien, but not as good and less
Yeah.
compelling. And like we've already seen the end of it, so who cares?
Hmm.
And I thought all they would have had to do is make that like episode one of the whole thing,
Hmm.
and it would have been more appealing to me.
Because then at least there's some intrigue to who done it, who
Mhm.
these characters are, who's going to survive, what's the reasoning. As it is, there's no stakes because we
And
know Morrow's the only one that survives. So
right, and that
seeing
would
it,
have
I don't really care how they get to that point. At that point, it's already done.
yeah, and that would have set up Morrow as like not exactly a protagonist, but a character you want to follow and see where he goes and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas now he's just like, all right, I'm kind of tired of this guy.
Hmm.
Um, so I thought that would have been a better structure. Anyway, so
Well, the reason they did that is because that was probably so far the most expensive episode, and I think they didn't want to shoot their
probably,
wad first, and then all the other episodes are less cinematic in scope, and people
mm,
are immediately turned off by episode 3 or 4. Like, hey, what happened? What did we sign up for here? So
mm,
they had to sprinkle it in, but I think some more intrigue about what happened would have been better. Like, I didn't care about Shmuel or whatever his name was becoming the eye guy. Like
yeah.
that
I
didn't
mean,
matter.
the other thing you could have done was just not have the episode.
Yeah.
In which case, like we start out with Morrow as the survivor, and like we go from there, and that's fine too, right?
Yeah, and then, exactly. Then we don't see the end of what's going on, so we don't know what happened. Again,
Mm-hmm.
it's more intrigue as far as, was everyone trying to survive? Did he lock someone out? What?
Yeah.
So that episode
Um,
really didn't grab me. As much as visually I enjoyed it, it didn't grab me, as far as interest wise, because I was like, there's nothing here that I really care about. Nothing. I mean, the only real revelation is that Boy Cavalier organized the crash, but that doesn't matter because the
mhm.
crash happened regardless. Like, I don't care how the crash happened. It happened. And he's now
Right.
exploiting the situation.
And
So,
we already know enough about his character to kind of know he's a jerk, right? So
yeah,
like
it
it's not
doesn't
new,
make him from good to evil. It just makes him from evil to more evil, I guess. But
yeah, or just amoral to
yeah, whatever.
immoral.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that whole episode kind of was not that exciting to me. Aesthetically I liked it. Like
Yeah, it's
I
beautiful.
think well, so for us, we're a little too young to have been like in the Commodore 64 age, right?
Yeah.
So we don't have quite I guess we don't have quite the nostalgia for like the exact level of technology that was used in making the computers and stuff in Alien,
Yeah.
but I still appreciate like the aesthetics of Alien and the more modern recreation of that, right?
Yeah.
Um,
I think they nailed it. And
yeah.
it wasn't overly silly. Like, they literally just took pieces of the Nostromo and rebuilt it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that it was properly dirty and stuff. The characters fit once they were all walking around, nobody really. I mean, we had some exceptionally stupid characters, but nothing outside the realm for a horror movie or a horror show.
Yeah, but there's also like there's a reason that all the other Alien films and things haven't gone back to the exact recreation of Alien. Like, okay, the Nostromo was destroyed. Let's go on to another spaceship with another crew and have
Yeah,
another xenomorph chase them.
yeah,
Except this time, none of them Sigourney Weaver, so we don't care about them.
yeah. That's what
Um,
Friday the 13th did. They just kept recreating the same situation at a summer camp, and that's what
mhm.
separated, that's what Halloween, or that's what, excuse me, Alien did a good job of not doing. They evolved into a good sequel. Now, after the second sequel, then it becomes a mixed bag. But at least
Right.
for the first sequel, they were able to effectively come up with a new direction and go
Yeah,
with
so
it.
each alien has been a different, slightly different genre.
Hmm.
And some of the genres have been less interesting to me. They're
Yeah,
less good. But they've all tried to do their own things to some extent,
I think so.
which
I mean, except for the Ridley Scott ones, the last couple, but let's
mm,
not talk about those.
um yeah, let's not go back there. So anyway, so we had the scene this week where the eyeball image, I think they're calling it.
I'm
Um
calling him I Guy, but I Midge, whatever people want to call him. He's the star of the show.
eyeball.
He's the baby Yoda of this season, and I'm really
Uh-huh.
not that like I'm interested, but I really also it's like I'm here for the aliens.
Well, we see it do something that's like it act with malice, where
Yeah,
like the the one robot guy is like trying to help out feeding the animals. There's no one else who can do that apparently. Like there's no other synths around who can do it who
well,
aren't
he
children.
wanted him to bring
And
Kirsch wanted him to go with Curly, the girl, and he kind of was like,
mhm,
no, I'll do it on my own. So he set up his own demise, but it's like the minute the secure door ripped off, you got to stop
mhm,
what you're doing and say, I need to get someone. But again, it's a movie, or a TV show, so he has to put himself in the stupid
right.
position.
So
It's just none of these characters. He wasn't. He
well
was
he is
acting
a
out of character to this point. He did not seem stupid up to this point.
he is a child,
So
so you're
yeah,
supposed to forgive a lot for that. On the other hand, um in like any lab training, if you have like, because I have had high school age kids in my lab and they go through even more safety training than like adults.
yeah,
um and in that safety training, like the first thing you say is like, if something goes wrong, stop what you're doing
and
and
get
come
yeah,
get someone, come get
yeah,
Dr. Berman.
100%, yeah,
Because the if you keep, if something seems off and you keep going, that's when accidents happen, that's when you hurt
yeah,
yourself. Never force anything, right? It's the same thing for like a wood shop, right? Like if something seems wrong with a tool, you just stop, right?
yeah.
um
You don't risk your limb over it. Yeah.
yeah, so like this guy is like, okay, this thing, the the door broke off this cage,
Hmm.
um but I'm just gonna walk in, it'll be fine. Like this
But the
horrible alien.
But the fundamental, first of all, he's the one that's been in the lab working with Kirsch.
Mm-hmm.
So he should know these aliens second best out of most people there.
Yeah.
He should well know that that one in the specific cage, the fly ones, ate inorganic material, metals and stuff.
Did they?
So, well, yeah, because he picks up like he's for the first one he feeds like meat and then he feeds like hay to the lamb. But then for the other
Okay.
one, it's he picks up like it looks like broken computer parts. And he puts them in the thing, and it doesn't dawn on him until the door locks behind him that they eat the thing he's made out of.
I see. Yeah,
So, but
so
it was like, but it's so the minute the door breaks and you're feeding the thing, you are the food. Don't
mhm.
go in there. So it was just, I know they had to put it in the situation, but it was one of those like he made like four bad decisions in a row.
Yeah. Well, that's
Um,
all horror movies.
yeah, but like I mean, and he should, and of all the people, I could understand if they put someone else in there that didn't know what was going on. He of all people should have known better.
Yeah.
So, and I do have another point. I'm sorry, but what annoyed me was they made a big deal in the earlier episodes that these labs are synth only because
Hmm.
these aliens attack humans. So these labs are synth only. But those aliens, the fly ones, attack synths only. They don't, I mean, they might care about humans, but they eat synths. So they should be in a separate lab where only humans can go into, would be my logic.
Yeah, so that was kind of where I was going with this. Is it seems to me that at least some of the aliens are interested in synths.
Yeah.
Which is why now when we go to the girl thinking she's pregnant, then you have to wonder of like, okay, are some of these aliens that are interested in synths, did they reproduce? Did they like face hugger her and give her a their version of an embryo that's going to
Huh.
come burst out later and like,
I'd never thought of that happening, but it'd be interesting if it did.
yeah, well, I mean, so like the theme of Alien, the original one, is that it's very thinly veiled, like themes of sexual assault, right?
Hmm.
Like the face hugger is like a scrotum,
Very
basically, with
penetrative acts and
fingers,
stuff.
and yeah,
Everything's very
and
vaginal, and yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
yeah. Well, I mean that's Geiger, right?
that's Giger's art. Yeah,
Yeah. So from that from that like theme, it seems like that would be on theme. Like we didn't see what happened to her, but she was in some way like she has an alien in her
but we
somehow.
did see what happened. They stopped the alien from getting to her.
Yeah.
So I can't, I mean, no offense, but I can't imagine that that's what happened. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I
But
mean the
the aliens have shown an ability to drink that milk that they're made out of.
mhm.
The fly ones did, so perhaps another alien is using her to grow. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So the other thing they could be just going for is that like this is a project that's doomed to fail. Like
Yeah.
like you were we were talking about the other day, if you run a computer too long, the RAM starts to like
Yeah.
do weird stuff, like it's volatile, it'll
Yeah.
flip, you get bit flips, right?
Yeah.
Cosmic rays or whatever. So if you like run a synth clone of a human for too long, you need to reboot it.
Basic. Well, yeah, you have to reset her. But the interesting the part of that is that again, this is all new technology, the whole clone thing. It reminds me of RoboCop, especially the remake, when he sees that his body is gone and he feels like his body is still there, but he realizes his body is gone. I think once these robots have a revelation of that or some type of dissonance similar to that, that's when they're going to go off the deep end. Once they start to realize that they're not exactly anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard and that's hard to grasp. So I think she might just be the first one that's breaking. Um, you know,
Yeah. Um, and you can, I think it would be a psychologically stressful situation to be in, like,
yeah.
because it's the psyche of a kid.
Especially as a child, I was gonna say, especially as a child, yeah.
Now kids are, so the premise is that kids are more resilient, so they're more able to deal with this.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't know, like I think as a child, like trauma that happens to children sticks with them for a long time.
Yeah.
Um, so I
Well,
don't,
that's
so
the
what,
thing. These things might be out in the field for years, fine, and then all of a sudden something happens that sets them off.
right.
Like she would have been fine if she never had that alien attack her. These sins might be fine until XYZ happens, and then all of a sudden they have some trauma brought up from their childhood, and now they're a murder machine or something. I don't know if something is
Mm-hmm.
wrong. So I think that's the other. But again, I think it's destined to fail. So
Yeah. Um, well, I mean, so I guess the overall plot, which I think this show is way more interested in like corporate, like the alien universe corporate boardroom scenes than I am.
yeah,
Um, but the overall idea here of like is like these different corporations are all trying to invent immortality.
yeah,
Um, so if they had, then when we get to Alien Resurrection or whatever,
we would have heard about these
we
things.
would
Yeah.
have heard about it, right?
Now they
I
can
think,
retcon all that stuff as they've been doing, but still, it doesn't seem like Prodigy is going to survive this next couple episodes.
yeah. All right. Well, what did you think about the stuff with the main girl with Wendy?
I liked the bits that we had of her. I like that she doesn't want to just follow Hermit and leave. They're
Mm-hmm.
setting it up where eventually she sees the evil of what's going on around her and does want to leave. But it's interesting that she's finally realizing that, hey, I can make some decisions on my own. I liked the part where she realized, like, so you can just reset us without us knowing? That's not that's not cool. I didn't consent to that. Like, did you do it to me already? And she's like, no, well, how do I know you didn't do it to me?
Mm-hmm.
So I like that she's probably the best character of the series, but we're not seeing a lot of her lately. I feel like the
Mm-hmm.
show started off really Wendy heavy, and then she's kind of been like, oh, one of the characters in the background, you know,
Yeah.
just one of the ensemble lately.
Yeah. Well, they kind of like knocked her. They made her like pass out for an episode or two, and then
Yeah,
um, now she had that scene of like confronting the doctor. But she
yeah.
hasn't really done much else other than that.
She's like the
Um,
alien whisperer now, which
yeah. So that's true. So she's
she was much more interesting like now that her only trait is that she's the alien whisperer. I thought she was more interesting before that, to be honest with
yeah.
you.
So she can speak to the xenomorphs, and they don't really show what she's saying to them.
Yeah.
But she's like, oh well, the pronunciation is hard in their
Yeah, she
language.
thinks she's understanding them, but she could be telling them to cause war. Like, who knows?
Yeah. Um,
She just keeps repeating that they didn't decide to come here. They didn't want to come here.
which
You know.
doesn't seem to really be the case. Like the xenomorphs, what we've seen is they have like a life cycle. They aren't exactly like we. There's the one scene in Alien Resurrection where one xenomorph kills the other, so the blood will like melt a path out of their cage.
Yeah.
Aside from that, I've never gotten the impression they were that intelligent.
Yeah.
Like they're usually depicted as kind of like animals.
They're depicted
Um,
as like a bomb, basically. You
mm-hmm,
drop them and then they will just do stuff and mess up an area. But
mm-hmm.
they don't care where you drop them. They're not going to be upset or anything. So
They don't have angst about it.
yeah, it's like it's just that's what they wake up and that's what they do. They don't give a shit. I don't think
Yeah.
they care. At least that's what they set up for us. So
I mean, maybe
um
you could
but
you could do a plot of like, well, they're just misunderstood.
well it's trying to make it so that it's like has that fear, that like scary tone of like they didn't want to come here and you guys are going to learn your lesson for bringing them out of their house. So that's what it
Uh-huh.
is, but it doesn't fit the alien lore of like aliens giving a shit where they are. They're happy to conquer a new planet if they were given the opportunity for free.
So you don't
So
watch Star Trek, do you?
not that often, no.
Okay.
I
So
know
well,
aliens
I'm
are like
gonna
tribbles. I know.
well, no. So I have a I can I'm gonna describe something from the newest Star Trek season, which
Sure.
it relates. It does. I promise. It might take
I
a
trust,
second.
I trust,
So
I trust, I trust you.
in the '60s series, the original Star Trek, they're alien called Gorn,
Oh
and
yes.
it's like a man in like a horrible lizard suit, right?
Yeah, the Gorn captain, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So there's that episode where Kirk fights the Gorn, and like he realizes they're just not communicating or whatever, and then
Dun, 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 dun,
mhm.
dun, dun.
Yeah.
Classic,
So
classic.
the series they're doing now is like a prequel to the original series. It's like
Hmm.
5 years before that. So there's a different captain, but it's the Enterprise.
Hmm.
And so they brought the Gorn back, and but they can't do it with like a guy in a Halloween costume anymore. So they've updated it, even though it takes place before the other thing. So these Gorn are CGI lizards, but they also lay their eggs in humans, and the eggs hatch, and the lizards hatch out of the humans and eat them.
Oh, badass. All right.
So they're basically xenomorphs,
Yeah.
but they also have like intelligence and advanced technology.
Hmm.
So they had an episode last season which was basically Alien but in the Star Trek universe, with the Gorn. And they just did an episode where it's like there's an adult Gorn and one of the characters are stranded on a planet and they have to learn to work together to get off. It but so it's kind of like the Star Trek version of this is, oh yeah, these are horrible monsters that lay their eggs in people, but they're really just misunderstood. Which is
Eh.
always the Star Trek
Yeah,
version of,
because Star Trek is very, very hippie.
yeah. Um, which but so there is like a little bit of inherent absurdity in the like, here are aliens that are like xenomorphs. They eat us and they lay their eggs in us.
Yeah.
But the issue is we misunderstand them. Like we're treating them as
Yeah,
monsters, and that's
she's sympathizing with the aliens
well,
who
I
are going to
mean,
kill everyone that she knows anyway. So
that specific Gorn was nice to her in the show,
it's not even
but
nice to
yeah,
her.
so
She just is like imprinted on it and like likes to play with it through a cage. But
hmm
I don't know. I do like that
yeah,
we got a first few deaths in the show. We were starting to thin out the cast a little bit. So we already talked about the synth that died, and then the human scientist, the only person with a conscience on the show, basically died.
yeah. So I kind
Um,
of fell asleep in the last 5 minutes.
he
So was
didn't.
he the
I
one?
mean,
So I remember. So like the guy lured one of the humans into the synths only lab
mhm.
to get face huggered
He does, and then
because
he drags him out through a vent, which again, the vents in Aliens are like 6 by 6. They are way too big. You
hmm
can human sized. And then as he's crawling out, one of the flies that wants to eat him comes up to like the vent, but he closes it in time because I
okay.
assume he doesn't realize the danger. Um, it was amazing to me that that guy got. I mean, I know again it's a show, whatever, but he got fired, and they said you have till the end of the day to leave the island. Fine.
hmm
He wasn't allowed into the secret lab to begin with. let alone after you're fired. So the
Yeah,
fact that he was able to go there and punch his code into the lab that no one's allowed into and just start messing around, it's like, yeah, this is all right.
that's bad
Um,
security.
it was horrible. But of all the humans on the show, there were so many nameless, faceless humans they could have used. But you knew
Hmm.
it had to be someone. There had to be. The minute he gave the boat code to Hermit, it's
Hmm.
like, oh, he's dead because there's no need for this guy anymore. He's leaving the show anyway, so who cares if he dies or just goes off on a boat?
Yeah.
His wife is probably going to get it soon because she's shown to be pretty evil and pretty science first, regardless of the heart of it.
Hmm.
So I'd like to see her get it in the next episode. And we'll see what happens otherwise as far as deaths. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know. I don't
mean,
know what to expect.
we don't know too many of the humans on the island.
Yeah,
I figure they'll save Boy Cavalier dying until the last episode.
that'd be a pretty big one. Yeah,
Um, yeah. Oh, so
I could
another
see, I could see
here's
I could see Morrow like taking him out together, like with a bomb or something, because Morrow's like a million years old and has no one left he loves and all this crap.
here's another quibble I have with the science of.
Sure.
So they have that line when they're talking about Wendy about how like, oh, she could, or they're talking about one of the synths and they're like, she could discover faster than light travel,
Yeah.
right? But they must already be traveling faster than light here because they're going to other planets, right? And like, yes, they're going to sleep, but they're going all the way to other planets, which would take, at sublight speeds, decades and decades
Yeah.
to do that. And this is like 2060. So they already would have had to have been
Now that's
like
a
en
that's a nerdy
route.
point that most people wouldn't notice. That is a good point, but you're right. It is when he was pointing out to Hermit, like, Wendy, why would she want to go start a family with you? Which again, the whole Hermit and Wendy thing, it
Mm-hmm.
comes across like a jilted lover. It does not come across like a brother and sister. It really feels like they were dating, and then they changed this at the last second. Like, no, let's make them brother and sister. Um,
Yeah, I don't
it's
know.
just it feels really incesty. I don't like it.
Well, I mean, part of that is probably because they aged her up from being a child,
Yeah,
and
well,
there's
that's
only
that's
so
fair.
childlike an adult actor can pretend to be. Um, like clearly, this is an adult woman pretending to
Yeah,
be a child. Um, I mean, she's young. I don't like early 20s.
I have no idea.
But regardless, yeah, I mean, I do think if you were in that situation where you had like a young sister who had you thought had died, and you suddenly discover she's still alive, and you have the chance to like save her, I think you would also be insistent about trying to save her, right?
Oh, that I have no. That's not the question. I mean, every conversation they have, he's like 2 inches from her face,
Yeah,
and they're constantly touching and hugging, and it just looks like they're about to go in for a kiss, like every scene.
yeah.
So
um
that's all. That's all. I just it looks weird. The acting is bizarre.
yeah, I mean, I guess I was never stood that close to my brothers.
I
But
only had a brother, but like he's doing the aw shucks thing whenever he's around her. He's like,
uh-huh,
I'm glad, Wendy. Huh. It's like, all right, dude, what are you like? I don't know, stand around the Wendy in South Park. I didn't realize that was another Wendy, but yeah.
yeah, okay.
Anyway, that's all I had to
I
say.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a fair observation. Like, there's definitely some weirdness with having. There's definitely some weirdness in that relationship. They definitely have a big age difference, like from her being like 12 and him being like 30 or
And
whatever.
I assumed it was like, yeah, 12 and 20 at least. I have no idea to be sure, but
Yeah, I don't know how old he is.
yeah, it doesn't matter. Hopefully he
Doesn't
dies too.
matter.
I don't like him.
I
In the
assume he
show, in the
will.
show, in the show.
Yeah, I assume he'll die. I don't know.
Wendy kills him.
Yeah, maybe. Or he
But yeah,
shuts her down because
she's about to kill him.
she's about to let the aliens out because she
No, no, he would
sympathizes
he would he
with
would he would
Snow.
rationalize how that was the best decision for both of them.
Mhm.
But all right, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Well, that's actually that kind of is like one other point.
yeah, go
Is
ahead.
like in in when they say alien Earth,
Hmm.
you would think there would be some tension from are these things going to get out and infect the Earth?
Yeah.
And they're on an island.
Yeah.
So there's never.
It's as isolated as any of the movies in space because they're not even on an island. They really all you see is them in this facility.
Hmm.
Now last episode you saw Hermit walking around in the forest for a minute,
Hmm.
but all the aliens and stuff, all you ever see them is in this the facility locked away.
Yeah, well, it's still like a private Epstein Island. Like
That's what I'm saying.
he
It's
owns
still
it.
it's locked away and then it's like an island away from everything else too.
So
So
I don't know if the xenomorphs can swim. Well, I guess there's a swimming scene in Resurrection.
Resurrection. I mean,
But
I'm sure they can
swimming in
swim, but
ocean is different than like.
well, does it mean alien Earth as far as the aliens take over Earth, or the Earth is alien to these things, you know? It's an alien Earth to them.
Oh, maybe
I don't know.
that's it.
I think
Um,
that's something like that, potentially. Because I
but
was wondering the other day about alien Earth, how they named it.
I'm just saying it's a weird that they didn't use that implicit like tension of these things could overrun the Earth.
I figured the impetus of the series, I figured the plot of the series was going to be how do we contain these things from taking over the world?
Hmm.
But again, that undoes all the future movies where these things are complete unknowns. So
Unless they're saying like
this is
this
different
is
canon or something, but
a
they're not.
different
Yeah.
canon.
They're saying it's the same. So it's going to be that these things basically get nuked from outer space before they can escape or something like that happens.
Yeah, they napalm the island or
Whatever
something.
works. Yeah. Or
Yeah.
these things just get left and it becomes the Lost World alien park and this
Hmm.
island is just an alien reservation and they can't get off the island because they can't swim
Xenomorph
except for
Park.
small like they can't swim off salt water, so
Life
they're
finds a
stuck.
way.
Yeah, to burst.
Hmm. The chest burst.
But yeah, those are my thoughts on Alien Earth. Rufus, do you have anything else to add
Um,
tonight?
no, I mean it sounds like you have lost all interest in Peacemaker. Um,
I yeah, we can spend 2 minutes on Peacemaker. I tried to watch the third episode. I got like 5 minutes into it, and I said, I just don't
so
give a
the
shit. It's
yeah,
so James Gunny. It's so quippy. Everything is too silly. Then I found out his wife is hardcore. James Gunn's
yeah.
wife is hardcore, and I'm like, oh, so that's why she's being like shoved down our throat. I just, I don't
I
give a
mean,
shit.
I don't think she's a
Like,
bad
I
actress
don't think she's a bad
or
actress, but like, I don't give a shit. And the scene that really did it for me today, I'm getting ready for this. I'm thinking, let me watch a couple episodes of Peacemaker so we can talk about it. And John Cena's there taking a piss for like 30 seconds.
yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? No, I'm not doing this. I'm sorry. So yeah, I might tune back into it, but for now they've lost me. I don't.
All right.
The best thing about Superman was that it was James Gunn at his best. It wasn't James Gunn like unfettered, just being ridiculous the entire time. It's just fucking ridiculous the entire time.
Yeah, so I guess without spoilers, the thing you saw was they set up Harcourt is had a relationship with
What's his name?
the
Yeah,
guy
Rick
Rick
Flag.
Flag
Yeah,
Jr., who Peacemaker killed,
but what
and
universe is that in? Is that the main? That's the main
that's in
one
the
or the
main
other one?
universe.
Yeah,
That's in the main universe. So they had a relationship, and so that's kind of like setting up, explaining why she was so actively antagonistic to him the whole time.
of course.
Was like he killed the guy she was sleeping with.
Yeah,
Um, Even though it's like he was in a situation where he didn't have a lot of other choices.
sure.
Um, so yeah, I think there's a couple funny things in the two episodes that since that are worth like
I'll try to force myself to watch him.
watching. Um, so I would say it's worth watching them at some point, but if you're not feeling it, don't
I'll try. I'll try. I went
force.
into these with it like I was my eye was hurting today, and I said let me try to
Yeah.
watch it, and I tried, and I got like 5 to 10 minutes in, and I said I can't do this.
So the other
So
question is, did you watch any of the paper?
no, I'm wait. I no. I want to watch
All
that
right.
and do a whole series review, not like an episodic review, just do a whole thing review on
All
that.
right.
So
So I
I'm
watched
gonna wait
it.
until Alien's over, and then I'm gonna do that.
All right. I watched the whole thing.
And you liked it?
So, um, should I give my quick review now, and then maybe we
I
can
mean,
do
it
a more
didn't.
in
From what
depth
I
once
saw,
you've seen
a
it.
couple clips I've seen, it didn't look like the worst piece of shit in the world. It looked like a passable TV show with a similar line of humor.
Um, it reminds me of season 8 and 9 of The Office,
Okay.
with a little bit of like later Parks and Rec, where like in those shows, So in The Office, you have season one is a lot more staid than some of the later seasons, and even season two, they're still trying very hard to buy into the premise of this is a documentary, and like you don't have celebrities come on doing guest spots, and you don't, and like nothing too far out ridiculous happens.
Yeah.
Um, and then in later seasons, you have like the Saber Pyramid and Will
Yeah.
Ferrell and like and stuff that's just like okay, this is dumb. Um, so there's a couple things like that that are like stretching the premise of this being real. They're not being as strict early on, um, which is fine. It's just I like my favorite part of The Office is probably season two through. I assume most people two through like six.
Hmm. Most
Um,
people say like two and three. I like two, three, and four. Five, I have a couple episodes I like, and six, I'm basically tuned out by then. Like I've
yeah.
seen them all. I know them all by heart, but it's as far as the quality episodes.
Well, I would
Um,
say the quality starts to decline in five.
mhm.
And then by it's just that like by the time Steve Carell leaves,
Yeah.
it's
But
it's
the
not the
show,
same show.
even in seasons eight and nine or whatever, seven, eight, whatever it was, it show's still better than most modern
Yeah.
TV shows. So,
And at that point you're invested in the characters to some degree.
hmm.
So here I think another issue with this is like you have 10 episodes, so you don't have, and like the first season of The Office is 6 episodes,
Hmm.
but you don't have a 23 episode season to like really get to know the characters. Um, so like by the end of season two of The Office, you know everyone's name, you know their relationships, like you know everything you need to know. And then you know the aspect of it being all like online at once is different than like watching an episode every week.
Yeah, where
Um,
you get to digest it and think about it
yeah.
and talk about it with people. Yeah.
Although I think a lot of the modern Office audience are people who
Saw it on Netflix. That's how I
saw it
did.
on
So,
Netflix.
yeah.
Yeah. So I actually saw The Office when it was first coming out. I downloaded season one on iTunes.
Okay, yeah,
That was
yeah, that was a big thing back
so
in the day. Yeah.
yeah, so it was like $2 an episode or something. Um and it would, you know, that's kind of like an early precursor to how we do TV now, right? Is like
Yeah.
streaming now, but then you would like actually download the file and
It's funny, I do have random episodes of TV shows that I bought on iTunes back like 20 years ago that still are available to me.
yeah,
Um,
not that
I
you're
think
ever gonna put them
I saw
onto
The
an iPod
Office.
now.
Well, no, but I saw The Office season one on DVD. I got it from Netflix.
Yeah.
So,
Um yeah. So I think I guess the audiences now are more used to having everything dropped at once.
yeah.
Whereas I think I would have enjoyed it more
I
if
like the way Alien and Peacemaker are doing it, where it's spaced
yeah.
out. They
I
have the
mean it's
option
two
to do that.
different
I
ways
think
of doing it.
Peacock originally was doing it weekly, and then they realized that the show maybe wasn't as big of a deal. So they said, fuck it, let's just do it all at once.
Hmm.
I don't
I
know.
mean, it doesn't give you as much of a chance to build buzz. Um,
Yeah, but at
uh,
least the show doesn't die a slow death then. So,
well, what do you prefer for streaming uh versus what's the term, binging? Like
well, I'd
for
rather.
like weekly versus binging releases of TV shows.
I mean, it's nice to binge them, but then I feel like I'm in a competition to try to watch it all before I see a spoiler online.
Hmm.
Whereas if there's a weekly episode, I watch one episode and then you could think about it and talk about it and whatever. So depends, on shows I missed like Breaking Bad, shows I didn't watch at the time, Breaking Bad, The Office. It's okay to binge them because you kind of have to.
Hmm.
But I do prefer, if given the choice, the weekly because that really builds anticipation. That's half the fun is thinking about things and anticipating them and waiting for them.
Yeah, and I like having something to look forward to during the week.
Yeah.
Like it gives me like because I work all week, right? And you know, then I can be like, oh, there's going to be a new Star Trek on Thursday, so
Yeah, it gives you
I'll
something to,
like
exactly. Yeah, it gives you something to look forward to on various nights of the week. Yeah.
I'll like get up early and watch it before I go to work or something. And
Hmm.
so it's I like having like a little bit of that structure built into the release.
Yeah.
even though it's like completely artificial because they could just upload it the
They could,
second the
but it's
special
also,
effects are
I
done.
think it treats the creator better too because they're saying they value your product, that it deserves a
Hmm.
weekly spot instead of here. It's all at once. You can just watch the last episode first if you want to, just see what happens. It's,
Yeah.
it's not great
I
to
mean,
me.
I mean, the real reason to do that would be to stretch out people's subscription
Sure,
dollars, right? Like spread it
sure,
out over a couple months so you get
sure.
$20 from them instead of, well,
Well,
and
20, like
that's,
50 bucks from
yeah.
instead of 20. Yeah,
Um, which like if you were like, I'll sell you the DVDs of season 3 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds for $50, be like, no, no way, right?
yeah.
Um, so that's, I don't know. I guess I was tricked by the model. Um, but
Or the
I'm
iTunes
gonna,
back in the day.
yeah, I'm gonna unsubscribe from Paramount when, well, now Star Trek's done. I'm gonna unsubscribe now and then not,
Just resubscribe if you ever need to. Yeah.
yeah. There's no like reason you have to be, right?
Sorry, I just got a text.
It's okay.
Yeah,
All right. Well, anything else?
I think that's it
I
for
guess
us this week.
we can do a review of Paper once you've seen the paper.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm aiming to watch that once Alien Earth's done, so I
All
can
right. How many
make a nice
episodes are
long
left
review.
of Alien Earth?
Two
Two.
more. So
All right, couple weeks. I'll be at my new
yeah,
job.
yeah, exactly. Congratulations, you're starting soon.
Hmm. Well, so I have
You,
a quick
yeah, you're,
absurdity of bureaucracy story.
go ahead.
If before we go to close out the show. Um, so to start the new job, I have never been drug tested for a job before.
Mm,
So I guess I'm lucky. Have you been drug tested for?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so this is the first time, and this is a school that's associated with a hospital system. So they're like, oh, this will
Sure.
be easy. We have a hospital in town where you are now. Go in for your health screening.
Yeah,
And so the things, because they're a hospital system, though, the health screening is more intense than like a regular job because
sure,
they want to they're checking like you're vaccinated for measles and you're in tuberculosis and like all this stuff that if you were in a hospital you could carry to patients.
sure. No, that makes sense. Yeah,
Um, so the problem is when I was vaccinated for tuberculosis years ago, that is a vaccine that causes TB tests to be positive.
sure.
And the records don't exist because they're in my pediatrician's office. And Dr. Katernikio, who retired in
I was gonna
probably
say
like
retired like 20 years ago, probably. Yeah,
1998 or something.
yeah.
So I have to get the TB test. So the TB test is positive. So I had to get a chest X-ray
Hmm.
and like get it on a CD, which they're not prepared in a hospital to like give you a CD
Yeah, I
of your
can
chest
imagine.
X-ray.
Yeah,
They're like, what are you talking? You want a copy of it? And I'm like,
yeah.
yeah, that's the only reason I'm here. They're like, well, let me go check. And they're like, well, you could sit here and wait. And I'm like, no, I need you to understand. I can't
I
wait here an hour and then
need
no
you
one
to
comes back for me.
understand. I need you to
This is the
understand.
only reason I'm here. I'm not
Yeah,
sick.
I need you to understand.
Um, so I got this, and I have so now because I have a positive TB test, I have to go to the health department
Yeah,
and inform them that I have a positive tuberculosis test. And so I went there, and they were like, "Oh, okay, we'll schedule a meeting for next week." Um, and I'm like, "Oh, okay." If I really had tuberculosis, that would be a long time to wait.
yeah, I'd be a little concerned.
Um, but then they're like, "Oh, but we need a copy of the positive test," and I'm like, "Okay, well, can they?" I think they said they sent it to you, and they're like, "Oh, our fax is down."
Yeah,
So the health department,
the loop of stupid right now.
they don't just need the chest X-ray. They need, so now I have to go back to the hospital sometime next week. It'll have to be Wednesday because Monday, Tuesday I'm traveling um before my Thursday appointment and
Yeah,
convince them to like print out a copy
I was
of
gonna
these
say,
lab
geez, dude.
results for me. And all of this is because of like not having a record of having the TB vaccine.
Yeah,
So,
I had a similar issue with I think it was What's the one? One of the hepatitis vaccines
Mm,
where they didn't record it properly. So I took it like or either that or I forget what it was, but I had to do it twice.
hmm.
I was like, all right, whatever. But yeah, no, they're not great. People don't do their jobs well anymore, and especially when you lose your, documents from childhood, that's kind of on you, Rufus. So
Well, it's not on me.
it's kind of on you. I
Was I
think
supposed to like
you
keep
should
my
have
own
been on
file
top of
cabinet
at six
as
years
an
old. You should have
eight-year-old?
been on top of this and said, "Now I need some documents, guys. For my first birthday, I would like a Philo or those things. The filing
Well,
we had a special. It doesn't matter.
understanding like my
Philo folder.
parents' hoarding house situation, like
Yeah,
it
you
would
should
have
have started hoarding your own medical documents, I guess.
it is a shock to me that a version of my birth certificate survived that house.
Hey, there you go.
Um,
At least you're
even
legal.
then, like I ordered a copy from the like New York City registrar because like it was if I went to look for it specifically, I never
I
would
had to
have
get
found it.
backups of mine too, yeah, because they're over in New York and stuff. But
Yeah. So anyway, that's my absurdity today
that's
is
pretty funny though.
the
Yeah, no, I
county
love
health
it.
department fax machine is broken.
Yeah, it's good. So nothing's getting through, and everyone's dying
Nothing's
right
getting through.
now. Nothing's getting
Um,
through.
measles is back. That's another thing is my measles. I lost my measles immunity, so I have to get
Yeah,
that back
yeah.
up
These
to
things
date.
just go away. They
And
disappear
measles,
over time. Who
especially
knew?
over time, your
Yeah,
immunity wanes, so you have to boost them. And measles in an adult is not fun.
yeah.
So
As long as I don't have to get the shingles one again, because that sucked.
did you have shingles or the vaccine?
Pardon me, the vaccine. So
Why did you
part
have?
one
Because you're young for the vaccine.
with Crohn's disease, it's I'm more at risk.
Okay.
So I think it was that, and there was something either that or the medicine I'm on or both. So I'm in a higher risk. Even though I had chickenpox as a kid, I'm at a higher risk factor. So it was like, yeah, it's just better to do it than
Well,
not
that's
do it.
what gives you shingles. Like
Chickenpox.
if you never had
Oh, so
chickenpox as a kid, you wouldn't get the shingles
so
vaccine.
they okay. So I had it backwards then. So yeah, I had chickenpox as a kid, so I was at risk for
Yeah.
shingles. So yeah, no, it's better. I know people that have gotten it, so I definitely would wanted to get the vaccine as best I could. So
Yeah, so it's like the DNA of the virus lives in your nerves and it can like reawaken and like start
wonderful,
making new proteins and attacking your nerves.
like a horror movie, just what I wanted to fucking
Yeah.
hear right
Well, there
now.
was a guy in my department who got shingles at like 38. And he was like, yeah, I felt like dying. This is the
I was
worst
gonna
thing
say,
that's
yeah,
ever
I don't want to
happened.
risk. I didn't want to risk it. So much of the vaccine sucked. I figured shingles itself would be worse. So
I'll have to look into see if I'm eligible. Um,
I mean, I'm sure you
Vaccines are
are.
like Pokemon. I'm trying to collect them all.
Well,
And
that's up
get
to that's up to you. I'm not gonna say anything here nor there. Everyone, for Rufus, this is Alex. Thank you for tuning in to Alex and Rufus Talk About. Rufus, have a good night, my friend. Take care.